Hey everybody, it's Pito, aka PT Sports 84. Back with another video. Wanted to highlight this because I didn't see anyone else bring attention to it, but NBA 2K23 had a roster update on Friday, which was uh, December the 9th. Um, and it actually added quite a few injuries and transactions as far as Matt Ryan was updated and added to the Minnesota Timberwolves, things like that. But what many people didn't notice is that the playbooks for 11 teams were updated in that roster as well. So that's what I wanted to bring attention to in this video. So, uh, 11 teams were updated, as I said, and there was quite a few teams that needed to be updated. Not everybody was updated that I thought would be updated. It looks like to me they're probably doing them in batches, so that way um, the basically the teams can be better scouted and things like that. But um, you know, like I said, quite a few teams added in. So we've got first up the Philadelphia 76ers. Originally they had 25 plays. Now they have 49 plays. What's up, everybody? Feeling what's going on? Everybody watching. Appreciate it. Um, I actually had to put my chat down in the left hand corner just so it wouldn't mess with the playbook screen. Normally, obviously, I do it in the upper right corner. So I apologize if I don't see your comment because it's kind of popping up and blending in to that screen, and it's kind of off of my field of vision right now just because of I took notes of how many plays were added per team and things like that. So the Philadelphia 76ers go from 25 plays previous to now 49 plays. They did add some post up low plays um, they added post up high. Anybody that knows me knows that I kind of brought attention to uh, Joel Embiid not having the post up high plays despite being kind of that mid range shooter in there. So the city court for Charlotte, I can forward it on, but who knows? That's probably an art team related thing that has to be updated in a future patch, would be my guess. We'll see what happens with that. But the next team updated. Anybody that I don't mention, like the Bucks, Bulls, like those teams didn't get updates at all. They really need updates, especially the Bulls. The Bucks not so much, but the Bulls need isolation plays and cutter plays and mid-range plays because DeMar DeRozan is there, and that's a huge part of what DeRozan does. So those eventually, hopefully, get updated. But the Cleveland Cavaliers increased 8 plays from 50 plays to 58 plays to better accommodate Donovan Mitchell being in the offense. So that was basically what the update there was for. The Boston Celtics get an update. They go from 26 plays to now 46 plays. Isolation plays were added to the playbook. They previously did not have any ISO plays added at all. They're still missing a guard post play or two for Marcus Smart, and then they're also missing cutter plays for any of their wings or bigs that kind of cut to the basket. Not as important because they don't do a whole lot of cut plays to the basket, but maybe one or two thrown in there would have been nice. But, I'm glad that we got the isolation plays added in. So 20 additional plays for the Boston Celtics. Next up, we've got the LA Clippers. They actually increased from 41 plays now to 57 plays. They do get some plays added in. Unfortunately, no cutter plays and no additional mid-range plays added to the Clippers, but they better formulated the offense around the pick and roll for the team since Kawhi's been out and things like that. My guess is they scouted some last year and finally got some of the plays in, and then they added in some early season sprinkled in offense without Kawhi being in there, and then that's kind of what they did. What's up, Terry? What's up, Dopey Music? Hunter, what's going on? Um, yeah, so um, adding those plays in to those teams is definitely vital to what they did. The Grizzlies, no updates to them. They still need cutter plays added um, as well. So the good thing is they added the signature plays to a lot of these teams, kind of what they run. So there is really a good attention to detail for these teams. There's one team that I still have an issue with. I'll get to in just a little bit. I'm not sure if it was just something that was missed or not, or something that couldn't be implemented right now, but we'll see. But the Atlanta Hawks get an update as well. They go from 25 plays and basically double their plays. They go from 25 to 51 plays. They went from previously not having any isolation plays to now having 9 isolation plays as well. So they also added a low post play for Aneka Kongwu and Frank Kaminsky whenever he's in and gets some small amount of minutes. More so pick and roll for the team there for them. The Miami Heat go from 33 plays to now 39 plays. They actually get isolation plays added as well. They previously did not have any isolation plays in their playbook. Charlotte Hornets did not receive any updates. They're still missing isolation plays as well as cutter plays. Hopefully they'll get updated eventually. The Utah Jazz do not have any isolation plays. Their offense will have to be scouted more heavily, I believe, just because Will Hardy is a totally different coach than Quinn Snyder. So that'll take a little bit more time, I would guess. And that would be where I would go with it. Same with the Kings, because Mike Brown being the new coach, you want to update accordingly based on his offense instead of having, I believe they still have Luke Walton's offense in as far as the playbooks go. Knicks, no real reason to update them. They haven't really looked different other than adding the isolation plays they need to add in. That would be my main gripe for them, getting those isolation plays in once they do update it. Maybe a post up high play or two for Julius Randle would be nice as well. But so far in this update, no update there. The Los Angeles Lakers, they still don't have any cutter plays. They did increase from 38 to 49. No cutter plays in there. They did add, previously they had no post-up high plays. Now they have 3 additional post-high plays. Definitely want to have it a different offensive look since you now have Darvin Ham at the helm there. Nothing for, there's a couple teams in a row that there's nothing for. No plays for the Magic. They need post-up high plays and a cutter play. Additional than what they already have. The Mavericks, no additional plays as well. They didn't really have to have any changes to them. Maybe some more isolation if you wanted to do some more Luka stuff there. The Brooklyn Nets, their playbook was, okay as far as, I could tell. Maybe additional plays if they wanted to do some more cutter stuff. The Nuggets, they need an update. They don't have any isolation plays, no post-up high plays for guys like Aaron Gordon or Nikola Jokic. They definitely need an update there in those categories. The Pacers, I think, in my opinion, some post-up high plays maybe for Miles Turner. And Ben Mathurin from the mid-range could get some shots. Obviously, he shoots a bunch of threes too, but he likes to pull up in the mid-range as well. So those could be additional plays, but they're still going off of Rick Carlisle's, or not Rick Carlisle. They're going off of who was the coach previously for them. I believe they're still looking at Nate McMillan's playbook, but I'd have to double check that and run the plays and stuff. But because some of these playbooks haven't been updated since before last year. So We did get an update for the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans go from 32 plays to now 41 plays. Oddly enough, so they add in cutter plays to get Zion some action, being able to cut to the basket, things like that, isolation. But they didn't add any 3-point plays, which I find odd because the 3-point plays you have Trey Murphy the third, who's a 3-point shooter. Get him some actions in that 3-point range. That would have made sense to me to add those in. No plays for the Pistons at all. Their playbook is pretty okay as far as I could tell. Overall, just running plays and things there. The Raptors, no update to them either. They need some cutter plays in there just to get some like Scotty Barnes cutting into the basket or things like that. The Rockets playbook looks okay. Maybe add some couple more 3-point plays, maybe a cutter play or two. But for the most part, they're okay. The Spurs need some cutter plays as well, just based on Jeremy Sojin and some other guys that are cutters more so than anything else. They could get some additional plays in there. The Suns as well need cutter plays. It seems like a common theme. ISOs and cutter plays are generally the main updates needed for most teams overall. We do get to the Oklahoma City Thunder. It looks like they were scouted heavily because they go from 49 plays to 60 plays. So they got quite a bit of an update. I'm guessing because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mark Daigneault being the coach as well. Finally got to scout them and see some different things from them. Curiously, though, they have post-up low plays. They don't really post up per se in their offense. So I don't, not quite sure if you're going to revamp the playbooks, like keeping those low post plays in there. Maybe wasn't where I would have went with it, but hey, I'm glad it's updated either way. Difference of opinion is all it is. The Timberwolves get an update. They previously had 28 plays. Now they go to 52 plays. Chris Finch looks like they finally scouted his offensive sets pretty heavily. Previously, they had no isolation plays and no cutter plays. Now they have 6 isolation, 4 cutter plays. The Trailblazers with Chauncey Billups as the coach, I thought would have gotten a little bit of an update, but they didn't touch them. They're still missing, more than one isolation play. There's no post-up high plays for Jeremy Grant either, so they're probably still scouting that new offense since McCollum was traded and all of that stuff. So quite a bit of changes for them. So I don't necessarily mind them taking a little bit longer to update the Trailblazers. The Warriors are the last team that received an update. They went from 47 plays now to 58 plays. And so they got some more signature plays that they like to run in Steve Kerr's offense. Obviously, 2K is based out of California. They're going to, update the Lakers and the Warriors the most because that's, where their fan base is out of. Obviously they have fans across the country, but those two teams are the most teams that people comment about, whether it's accessories, player faces, things like that. So making sure they updated the Warriors was a must for them. Lastly, the Wizards still need isolation plays. They haven't been updated. I would like to see them get updated with some more sets that Wes Unseld Jr. runs. Maybe get some post-up high for Porzingis in that offense and see what they can do there. But like I said, glad to see the some signature plays added specifically for teams, as well as getting those playbooks updated for those 11 teams. So with that, I hope we see another update in the coming weeks that's able to update those other teams. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to the rating update that'll come out on Thursday of this week. So there will be quite a bit of players, in my opinion, that need to get updated. But there was a small addition to the update last week. They did flip flop Harden and Maxi's positions back correctly. Harden is now a point guard, um, and Tyrese Maxey will be the two guard. With Harden being back, he's playing point guard. DeAnthony Melton's playing the shooting guard spot. So, but yeah, I'll be looking for quite a few updates, ratings wise, across the board. Specifically, what I'll be looking forward to seeing, hopefully, if they update players, I think Julius Randle might get a bump, +1. I'm not going to go through everybody, but Julius Randle can get a bump. Westbrook can get a bump, +1. Anthony Davis surely should get a bump. I would love to see LeBron go down slightly, but I doubt that'll happen. I like to see Franz Wagner go up point. Um, you know, across the board, there's a lot of players you can pick from, saying who should go up, who should go down. But Buddy Hield definitely should go up. He needs to go back to small forward. He is the starter there at small forward. I'd like to see him get an increase so he's at least above Ben Mathurin, so that he doesn't start if you're starting in my career. I expect Zion to go up +1. Jose Alvarado would go up maybe +2. He's been playing really well lately. I think that we could see Jaden Ivey go down potentially in the update. He's been struggling a little bit. Obviously, Fred VanVleet needs to go down. He's been really struggling. I could see OG Anunoby going up a point. With the Rockets, I think Jalen Green's a slight bit too high because Kevin Porter Jr. is actually shooting a little bit better percentage, and he's a 79 compared to Green's an 84, and that's a little high in my opinion. I think Chris Paul will go down slightly, or he should go down slightly. Need to see. Could bump up Anthony Edwards +1. Russell needs to go +1. 1000% if Jeremy Grant is not updated, this update, something's wrong. We need to see Kyle Kuzma and Porzingis updated. Wouldn't mind seeing Barton go down. Kispert needs to go up. You could make an argument Monte Morris should go up. One that has to go up, and if he doesn't go up, that's just wrong. Killian Hayes has been killing it the last 13 games, and so he should be at least a 74, in my opinion, above Corey Joseph. He's been phenomenal, really shooting the ball a lot better, and so just guys like that I'd like to see across the board. Like Joe Harris could get a bump slightly. Tim Hardaway Jr. definitely needs a bump, and he needs to be switched to small forward. He's a starter now, so he should definitely get a bump there. Mo Wagner could get a small bump. Definitely Troy Brown Jr. needs a small bump. Quentin Grimes needs a bump. Cam Reddish needs to be switched to small forward. You can make like an argument. Simone Fontecchio needs to go up. I like to pick lesser players and highlight them. David Roddy could go up slightly. Brandon Boston Jr. could go up slightly. Guys like that. Just that, hopefully 2K can pay attention to. Alex Caruso switched to point guard since he's a starter there. Jordan Nwora could potentially go back to small forward and then go up in overall. And then with the Sixers, I don't know why they still like to have these legacy edits. Like they don't, whenever a player is signed to a different role, they don't edit it. Like Saban Lee needs to go down, way down. He's on a 2-way contract. He is not a 74 overall. Same with Kemba Walker. He needs to go down. He's no longer a 76 overall. But just those kind of edits are just what I would look for. Chris Brown as well. It's Brown, not Braun. A lot of people think it's Braun. Vlatko Konchar should get a little bump too. He didn't get an update last update, so he should definitely increase a little bit. O'Shea Brissett, Dyson Daniels could potentially go slightly up. Just small updates here and there. I don't expect a massive update. Doug McDermott could go up. I don't expect a massive update in the next one. So I'm partial to Kemba because if you look at like Kemba's play, like he's a 76. So potentially you're looking at a 76. He's higher right now than Tim Hardaway Jr. So I'm an advocate of if a player's not in the rotation, knock him down a little bit. That doesn't mean tank Kemba Walker down to a 70, but a respectable 75, 74, like that's just a small little decrease could put him in line because Josh Green plays over him. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. needs to go up. JaVale McGee should go down as well. He's not a starter caliber big anymore. Just those things. Like if you're going to scale the team, scale them within the realm of ratings across the board. Nothing against Kemba. Like I'm a Kemba fan. I just, he's a little bit higher than maybe where I would have him. Like same thing. Jackson Hayes is like out of the rotation big. Shouldn't be higher than Dyson Daniels or Najee Marshall, who are both in the rotation. So just my thoughts. But anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on that, highlighting the playbooks, any changes. Like I mentioned before, Matt Ryan was added on a two-way contract to the Timberwolves, so there he is. 2K will have to update a transaction on the next update that happened. The Miami Heat cut Drew Smith again, and they re-signed Orlando Robinson to a two-way contract. So they just keep flip-flopping that role for them. That'll have to be updated in the next update as well. But hope everybody enjoyed the video, got something out of it. Please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. I'm going to highlight tomorrow my historic roster with all the missing players in it, as well as some all-time teams, edited as well. Just want to highlight that. It's on 2K Share right now, so make sure you're downloading that. It's under my gamer tag, PT Sports 84. So check that out if you like historic rosters to be accurate with all the players added, etc. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody has a great day, and catch you tomorrow.